Greetings and salutations, viewers. We're the Landstars, and there's some shenanigans going on in this episode of Gabriel Knight, the Beast Within.
Yes, it's... We're probing into the details of the club.
And God damn it, we're back to her.
It's an even-numbered chapter, so we're back to her.
Oh. Do we get to send her to a torture? I'm okay with this opening. Yes, give chase, my furry companions. Give chase. Also, that is the most impractical outfit to be running in.
Yeah.
Although it needs something. I know, a ball and chain. Santa?
If you study history, you may recognize that face, or who that face is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Moo.
Ow. As we're on to another chapter.
Yep. First thing we want to do is go to the Schottenjäger library.
Okay.
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute. Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before. Yep, English.
For once. Look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships. The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult. In his youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition.
This was recorded in 2 separate sessions, can't you tell?
He had a hunting lodge, Shahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Shahen, and
that was after Ritter died.
He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health
at least he only got away with a leg injury and not brain damage like Henry VIII possibly did.
A hunting accident?
Granted, his was a jousting accident, but... Also, how come you have one blank page and then you have the written there?
Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria
died for this?
and with his mother, the relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners. He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant,
I misread that
and
as
would
pheasant.
bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors. When they would fail to return the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved.
Okay, so he was bi. Good to know.
The
Historically,
king's obsessive behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische Archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend.
Why
The
is
king
there
has been
always
in high
manservants
mood
named
these
Paul?
days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man, it was gathered, had been sitting in a box across from Ludwig and had drawn the king's attention by his beauty and his deep emotional response to the performance. The king declared that here at last is a sensitive soul. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of
who's
things
Byron?
until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit. His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty, that should tell you who the young man looks like, at all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis, but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880 when he fell into disfavor.
interesting.
The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature. His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
So, those diary entries are actually absolutely real. He really did write things about that.
Mm-hmm.
But to this day, historians are not sure if it's referring to homosexual encounters or just a lot of spanking it. Like, there's not enough evidence either way to confirm his sexuality. Nobody really knows.
Mm-hmm.
It's strongly believed that he was probably gay, but it's based on how he acted. It's also possible that, like, he was ace, or that he was just an odd duck who was, like, filled with big highs and big lows. One of his siblings, one of his family members was definitely schizophrenic, and he was afraid that he too might be mad. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's an interesting piece of historical study in any case.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, after reading that, we're done in here for now.
Okay.
I feel like we should go...
They just left the toolbox there.
Well, it's ours now, bitches.
Yep.
Well,
Nice
Gabriel
to know
mailed us
that.
something, even though we have no way of knowing that.
Yeah.
I wonder what Gerda's up to.
Do you, though?
Up to.
Yeah, she's probably just thinking, oh, she's totally trying to get in with Gabriel while I'm not looking.
But let's go down to,
Okay.
4th of March,
okay.
I heard that the...
Okay, we've done that one. Ready?
And so 1864 was the year that he first met Louis.
Uh-huh.
And that's also the year that the Ritters told him, hey, stay away from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence? I think not.
I mean, it could be, but it could also not be.
But yeah, let's go down to the village post office.
Okie doke. To the post office. Ding dong.
Guten Tag.
Grüß Gott, Frau Nakimura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
Thank you.
Oh, it's from Gabriel.
Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger. Ja.
No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and... Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Do I gotta pay you again?
She hasn't asked me for money.
Oh, okay.
My German isn't good enough for chit-chat.
Okay, I think we're done with her for now.
Okay.
Gracie, you decided to come over. That's great.
Damn it.
And all that. I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off. Thanks for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. About Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Graf says there are 2 places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called New Swan something, and there's a museum about him here in chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
Especially the dungeon. Check if the chains work.
Don't worry. Things are going very smoothly this time around. I've tracked a suspect to a hunt club run by a man named Von Glauer. He seems okay, but I'm sure there's something going on with at least one of the others. Don't worry, though. I met a police detective named Lieber, so I have backup. I'll be finished soon. Sit tight and enjoy your visit till I get there. Gabriel.
What does he think? I'm on vacation here? And no
Yes.
address. Thank you very much, Mr. Knight. Danke.
Bitte.
Go away.
Well, time to go to the true center of town. By which I mean the bar.
Oh. But it's not actually in the center of town. The fountain is. Oh, you two are here.
Yes, they are.
Hello there, dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakamura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakamura.
Well, I might. For a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No, thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself.
I can.
Now
Never
you
mind.
just
I'm not making
tell
that
us all
joke.
about it, Sugar Pie.
I bet she hides it all in her hair.
Yep.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds, honey. What Emma and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Demons,
Do you
duh.
believe in the devil, Miss Nakamura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living. And most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
Best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your shot and joggers are just the same.
Yes.
Of course. The warriors of light are rare these
Shot and
days, but they do
joggers.
exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Manos del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schattenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
I see.
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
Well, I found a letter in the Schattenjäger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schattenjäger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to.
This is the weirdest Belmont I've ever met.
Black Wolf.
Yeah.
What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
I don't understand.
Well, that's quite all right. The point
Did they
is,
record
it would
this
be
in
a
a
very
broom
good
closet?
idea to answer those questions, and we
I
must
mean, that's
work
what
together
MatPat
to
does
do
for
so.
his game theory videos.
Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens, no.
Thank God.
Emil's right. I'm much better
No,
at
that's in
tarot
another
cards.
Sierra
I can
game,
read
darling.
For you, or for someone else if you prefer.
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black Wolf?
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Emil had me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
You were clearly taken over by Thor.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing.
Pick a
Push your
card,
vital
any
energies
card.
into the cards. This is your soul card. That which applies to all of your lifetimes. It's the Empress. Oh, that's a good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here and intelligence. This card
I think you pulled the wrong card. It's
represents
supposed
what
to be
you're
upside
like in
down.
this lifetime. It's the Chariot. Self-discipline, control. You need to feel you have. a
You
plan,
definitely
that
pulled the
you're
wrong card there.
Testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side. You will seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Yes, dear.
It's true.
The third card represents the other. You've pulled the Magician. Who is
The
he,
Dark
dear?
Magician?
Excuse me?
Your other, the Magician. Oh, this is a very powerful card. Major Arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schattenjäger. What's his name?
The Schattenjäger? Gabriel Knight.
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The Magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulative.
You have not met
Gabriel, all right?
Gabriel.
And very strong with magical and occult powers. Now, this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair. The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the Strength or Lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust, dear. It's a trial card, finding the strength to continue some difficult journey.
Yeah, maybe it's just me being nerd,
It
but I
also
feel that
represents
this isn't actually tarot.
Integration of conflicting energies.
Not
That must
the
be your
usual
Chariot
kind you
with
get.
its Magician
Yeah.
energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment. To love the beast.
Uh-huh.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well,
Hunting werewolves.
Gabriel and I are
Pretty much.
involved with a case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear.
Yeah, that's why you just
But if
scared
I might
off
just
the help.
suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
It has?
I hope so, dear.
So that was our tarot reading.
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck?
Can we play as this crazy bitch?
I like her more.
Reach out to the cards and to think about his essence.
Ew.
Ew.
His soul card is the magician.
Well, gee, I wonder
Yes,
why.
dear. It reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
Good luck.
And his lifetime card? Oh, goodness. The lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
Not really.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing. His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Let me guess. That's me, right?
No, dear,
Nope.
it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom. This is a very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation. It's
Is it death?
death.
Called it!
You can't have a tarot
worried
reading in a
about
work
that.
of fiction.
Now you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card. Dying to one
Still
thing
not as good as
and
when
being born to another.
Guybrush pulled like 3
It is
deaths.
painful, but it isn't necessarily
That happens in a
bad.
Discworld book, too.
Two of Wands. Oh my.
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear. Gabriel's very essence is at stake. If he takes the wrong path with his powers, Imola and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues. Let the Force use you.
We're in Star Wars now?
So, one of the things when we were reading the werewolf book earlier,
Anytime you need us,
Hang on.
stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
one of the things the werewolf book mentioned was that anyone who became a werewolf was barred from heaven.
Yep.
Even those who did not eat human flesh. Those who did not eat human flesh are just, their spirit is stuck on the mortal plane until something releases them.
Mm-hmm.
So, just something to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.